Hey everybody, what's up? It's Colin583 here again. Today what we're going to be looking at is a Panasonic 3-speed 5-way oscillator pedestal fan from I think the 80s. I apologize for my voice. I'm a little sick right now and this room is probably a little echoey. But anyways, getting back to this I found in the local town recycling center. And it was pretty banged up, I'm not going to lie. And what had actually happened was the neck piece here had snapped. But I took it home, it did run. And I put way too much work into it for what it is, but that's okay. I enjoyed it. So basically what I've gone ahead and done here, yes, I need to print out a new badge. What I've done is, I've done a bunch of things. First of all, I 3D printed, or rather my friend helped me 3D print this new neck. This whole neck piece here is all 3D printed. Been using this fan for over a year that way. Works pretty well. Even the 5-way oscillation works decently, as you can see. The other thing, well, the other couple things I've done to this are, one, I repaired that slightly, not the prettiest, but it'll work. I repainted this whole base. This base was pretty gross. But yeah, I've gone ahead and repainted that, and I think it looks pretty good. And then the last thing I've gone ahead and done is a little bit of motor surgery here. I'm going to pull this back cover off and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so as you can probably tell, something doesn't look right here. And that's because what I've gone ahead and done here is rather interesting. Never done anything like this before. What happened was, somewhere along the lines of me repairing this thing, the original windings got damaged. So what I've gone ahead and done is, I had a fan a long time ago, or rather my grandma did. It was actually a pretty decent fan. I wish I had gotten a video of it for being brand new. It threw a lot of air, stiff, rigid blades, and it had this big beefy motor in it. But she used it outside a lot, and eventually the water got to the electronics, and well, that was the end of that one. But I took it, and what I've done here is I've taken the windings and back cover from that new motor and fit it with the rotor and front cover of the old motor and made a Franken Motor. So it's a it's a blend between the new and the old, essentially, and everything fit together like it was meant to be that way, which is kind of interesting. Yes, at some point I cut the wires way too short, so I needed to solder those back on. But yeah, after a couple of fiber washers went into it, it fit like it was meant to be, which I thought was very interesting. But yeah, so that's the Franken Motor. I've also replaced this knob with another one I've gotten here. So I forgot to mention, there's actually still some plastic on this. That's kind of interesting. This is a Panasonic Deluxe fan, style S-808N, model F-1680. It's a 16-inch fan, 0.8 amps, 67 watts. I've actually never measured how much this new motor draws. Made in Taiwan. And there's a manufacturing number and some other number down there. It's 8044, so maybe that means 1980. I don't know. One thing I haven't gotten around to doing is making this back look nice. It's pretty yellowed. But anyways, I figured I'd give a little bit of a demo of this thing after it's been replaced. Yes, this stand goes up and down quite a bit. It can grow pretty tall and get pretty short at the same time. I like to leave it about there. There's a spring in there which is making all the terrible screeching noises, which I also think is interesting, so if that knob lets go, the whole fan doesn't come crashing down. Anyways, I'm unfortunately missing these caps there, so I put some feet on, but they appear to be falling off a bit. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and turn the oscillator off, and we're going to start up on high. I think this thing has something of a startup sound. Apparently it does. And this thing throws a lot of air. Like, a surprising amount. That's high. medium. There's a little rust on the inside there, but I haven't been bothered to clean it up. Let's go to low. And this thing also gets very quiet. I sometimes leave this on at night when I'm falling asleep. Works pretty well for that. Still moving a lot of air though. Go back to high and do a spin down, then we'll demonstrate the oscillator. The bearings on this thing are pretty good. There we go. Let's start it up on low, see the startup sound there. I think it's a little more pronounced on high. Anyways, if we put the oscillator on here, see, it seems to work pretty normally. The cool thing about this fan is that it's a 5-way oscillator. Although it doesn't advertise it, it is. So you can see that's the most. You can put this fan into different positions and you'll get, it's pretty much a 90-degree sweep, but you could see if you put it in a corner, that would be very nice, that you could go from straight left to straight forward, I guess, like that. So then you can click it into the next one. I think this is a pretty standard oscillating mode. Oh no, that's not quite this one. Next one. That's what most fans do. But there you go. It's that oscillator. And there we go. So that is my Panasonic 5-way oscillator deluxe stand fan from the 80s that I've Frankenstein back together. If you are a fan collector, I definitely recommend looking into 3D printing parts. I mean, from a glance you can barely tell that it's 3D printed in the first place, and two, it's held up very well. It's very strong. And this is not a light fan head, it's a 16-inch pedestal fan head. And this has been working great for over a year now. So if you're a fan collector, definitely look into 3D printing replacement parts. It's a huge powerful tool that's pretty cheap. I know my public library has a 3D printer and they 3D print stuff for you. But yeah, it's a very useful tool. So anyways guys, thank you all for watching. There will be more content coming soon, like I always say. Just finding time to edit it all. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe, it's free.